Hey sportsmen, John Bergsman here from Captain Chuck's 2 up in Ludington. We're here for this week's on-site video fishing report. We've got beautiful weather that we just came out of a week of 90 degrees. The fish are firing all over the place. We've got a bunch of awesome reports today. We start over in the Lake Erie Shores and Islands region. That's Port Clinton and Huron. We've got an awesome report for Captain Jason Haar from Loaded Rod Charters. Then we're going to slide over to Captain Nick Dode and Brian Beist up in Monroe out of Sterling State Park. They've been whacking the fish. Then we're going to head a little bit up north from there to Manistee, where I spent a day on the water on Portage Lake. It was an awesome day on the water. Then we're going to slide over center of the state for our first Houghton Lake report. Gary Birch spent a whole bunch of time on the water last week, gave us a very detailed report. Guys who fish Houghton Lake are going to want to read that. Then jump up the highway, up 75 to the Indian River Cheboygan area. We've got great bass fishing going on at Indian River on Burt Lake. Over on Mullet Lake, there's also good bass fishing. And then sliding out to the big water, Captain Mark McClutchy from Diabolical Sport Fishing Charters sent us an awesome report. We're going to end the day up north in the St. Mary's River system from Sault Ste. Marie with Captain Ken Smajinski down to Drummond Island with Captain John Goebel. Stay tuned. 6 great reports here on Fisherman's Digest. Hey, first report of the day is from the Port Clinton area, from Port Clinton to Huron. Now that's right out in front of Sandusky and Cedar Point Amusement Park, and we've got an awesome report from Captain Jason from Loaded Rod Charters. He tells me there's a couple of different presentations going on there in 35 to 40 feet of water. The first one is a crawler or a spinner meat bite, and that's going with #1 tadpoles pulled behind offshore inlines, and the distance out from the planer board to the tadpole is 15 to 30 feet. So 15 to 30 gets you down at that 1.2 to 1.3 speed that you're looking for. Now, usually what we do is like to do the spoon method, which is a much quicker way to fish to identify the tight packs and then turn back around and go through them slow with the meat and maximize. So the spoon method is basically jets, 30 jets, 35 to 50 back behind your offshore boards, and you're pulling those at about 2 to 2.2. So as you can see, the speed is much quicker than the 1.2 or 1.3 that the meat guys are fishing with. But once you make a pass down that shoreline, weaving from 35 to 40 and back in, and you identify the 2 or 3 pods of active fish, then again, you can run up, set up above each pod, pull a spread of meat through, and probably grab 6-8 fish out of each pod real quick once you know where they are. So Lake Erie Shores and Islands happening from Port Clinton east of Kelly's to the Huron dump, right along the shoreline, 35 to 40 feet of water. Looking for a great charter? Get a hold of Captain Jason from Loaded Rod Charters.
You always get the best at Beck's Trailer Superstore, the nation's largest trailer dealer. With over 1,500 trailers on 45 acres, you won't find a better selection anywhere. Whether you're looking for an open or enclosed trailer for work or play, you'll find the perfect trailer at Beck's. We have flexible financing options through several national and local lenders to offer the most competitive rates and payments from only $69 per month with approved credit. For the best selection of quality trailers at unbeatable prices, call 888-SAVE-BECKS or visit BecksTrailerStore.com.
Ready? So next report of the day, it's also Lake Erie, but this is Michigan waters. Right out in front of Sterling State Park, we got Captain Nick Dode and Brian Beist from To Be Caught Charters. Both of my guides down there have moved from the rivers out to the main lake, and they're both whacking fish. And you know what? It's got a few elements of the same report that we just did on Port Clinton, but it's a little different water depth. So Captain Nick is concentrating on 21 to 25 feet out in front of Sterling, and Captain Brian is more 27 to 34 feet. Either way, they're both catching what look to me clones of 3 to 4 and 5 pound fish, catching them on the combination of meat. Nick is using his custom-made spinner harnesses from Real Live Action Sport Fishing. He sells them online. It's an awesome spinner. He's got some great colors, and anything he has there has been used, tested by him, and works really good in that Western Basin. Now, Brian and both Nick also acknowledge that there's a good bite going starting to go a little quicker on number 8 or number 7 flicker shads and number 9 flicker minnows. That can also be a really good setup, about 30 to 40 back on the minnows behind the offshore boards. But the fastest fishing for sure right now is with the crawlers at 1.3 miles an hour. The Western Basin, guys, right now from Sterling State Park through Luna Pier and off to the Ohio to the Toledo Light is just packed with fish. There is so many fish in there right now that it's really like almost you can't fail if you go there under good weather circumstances. So grab a family member, a friend, a whole group of people, get out there down to the Monroe, Luna Pier area, head out of Sterling State Park, have a great time, and fill that cooler with tasty walleyes.
WavePro high-performance boat pedestals eliminate bottoming out and back-jarring impacts. Now available the 2.0 version and slider seat hubs. The best in air shock technology provides a controlled return to keep you on your seat. Fast and easy to install with permanent mounts or movable hubs for quick and easy seat placement in 10 to 16-inch models. WavePro high-performance boat pedestals, best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.
So hey guys, third report of the day. It's my personal report. My videographer and editor Brett and I spent a day at Portage Lake in Onekama in Manistee County just a couple days ago, and it was bonsai bass fishing. We got 15 keeper bass, just me in the boat alone, so that's a pretty awesome day. We put in at 10:30 after a little spare tire, pop tire affair, and hey, we want to throw a shout out to Bear Lake Towing for taking care of us. We put the boat in the water with a flat on the trailer, parked the trailer. John Adams and his crew showed up, changed that spare on him, put it onto my trailer, threw that onto my truck. If you're looking for a great tow and a great guy, John from Bear Lake Towing stepped up and took care of us while we were out on the water filming. But what's going on right now is the bass are transitioning right now on the weed to clean bottom edges. So on Portage Lake, what you have is a lot of sand, gravel, and where it starts to drop off at that 4 to 5 and 6 foot range, you'll start to see newly emerging weeds, and that later in the summer, it'll almost be like a wall of weeds, literally. But right now, it's a gradual slope buildup of weeds. And that discoloration line is what guys need to concentrate their efforts on. So whether you're throwing a spinner bait or you're throwing a swim bait, I was throwing a combination of a swim bait, a 375 Strike King in the baby bass color, or you're throwing a weighted Senko. I threw a 16th ounce VMC weighted wacky hook on my Strike King Zero in the purple haze. That seems to be about the best color for Portage Lake if you're looking for little tips of how to fish. Put your bow mount down, set it on 2, and just cast ahead of the boat, right on that discoloration line, letting that first fall sink happen. And the bass seem to be biting right away, almost within 5 or 6 seconds or 5 to 10 seconds of that bait hitting the water. They're seeing it, they're cruising over there, and they're grabbing it. It's also a nice mixed bag of fishing. We got 8 largemouth, we got 7 smallmouth, up to 4 pounders. So really nice quality fish. And again, guys, these are not bed fish. We're in the middle of June now. The bedding is long done, and these fish are just cruising edges looking for baby bluegill and the small fry that just are probably working the shallows in those transition lines. So Portage Lake and Manistee County. Also, there's a great bluegill bite going on the east end. There's also a great bass bite going on Manistee Lake itself, right in downtown Manistee. If you're looking for some tackle, head on over to Tangled Tackle and grab what you need right there locally. And if you're looking for great accommodations, right there in Onekama, the Portage Lake Motel, directly down at the other end of downtown. Great little motel. It's also got a lakeside rental, a full renovated home that'll sleep up to 8 people. It's a great spot if you got a group of guys that's coming in for the weekend. The Portage Lake Motel in Onekama, Michigan is a great place to either grab a room for a night or 2, or grab a lakeside rental for a great stay there on Portage Lake.
Freeway Sports Center is Southeast Michigan's fishing boat headquarters. Freeway carries the full line of Angler Qwest fishing pontoons and Polar craft boats, powered by Honda outboard engines. Stop by our showroom today at US 23 and Thompson Road in Fenton, or visit us online at freewaysports.com. Spring, summer, fall, or winter, get to Freeway Sports Center.
So, hey, our next report is from Houghton Lake, compliments Gary Birch, good avid fisherman from the local area, and he's been fishing bottom bouncers and spinners or bobbers and leeches under 16th-ounce jigs in and around transition weed edges. Now, it seems to be the same story there on Houghton Lake as it is on Portage Lake right now, is that a lot of the fish are concentrated on transition lines between no weeds and the first emerging weeds. And so that's really been a critical thing. Now, there's no real depth. It's more the transition line. Wherever that transition line is, it can be in 4 foot, it can be in 6 foot. But as you know, Houghton Lake's not that deep of a lake, so it's pretty easy to find a weed edge, drop 2 bottom bouncers down, throw your trolling motor in, and just start going. 1.2, 1.3 is a good spinner speed, using crawlers and bottom bouncers and spinners. He's also at times later in the day as the bite progresses, throwing small crankbaits out, whether it's a Salmo Hornet or a really small number 4 or 5 Shad Rap. That seems to work good, and you also pick up bonus bass as well as big bluegills. So the bite's going there on Houghton Lake. There's lots of fish mixed into those weeds. That lake has a lot of weeds, yes, but you have to also remember that those weeds are coverage. They're home for where those fish live. And so that's what allows a lake like Houghton to be under such pressure and still actually produce a lot of good quality fish, because those fish are able to get away from the angler and live in those weeds sometimes for years before they really get pressured and jump out and start working the open water. So I got to imagine the crappies and bluegill are all done spawning there, and they're probably now out on those transition lines as well. So basically, work the edges of weeds. That's my ultimate main statement to you there on Houghton Lake, and work them with any number of things from crankbaits to slip bobbers to bottom bouncers and spinners. But hey, if you're looking for an awesome time, get on up there to Houghton Lake. Spend a day or 2 or 3. The lake is surrounded by mom and pop's cottages, small resorts. They've got hotels on the lake. It's a really fisherman-friendly community. So check out Houghton Lake on one of your next fishing trips here this summer.
Qwest Pontoons, family owned and operated, built by fishermen for fishermen, with all of the fishing features you need and models designed for specific species. With plenty of room and a center console, Qwest Pontoons are the ideal boat for the fisherman and the family man. For more information, check us out at www.anglerquestpontoons.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Qwest Pontoons.
So from Houghton Lake, you slide just north on Highway 75 and you get one of the best stretches of fishing anywhere in Michigan, and that is Indian River to Cheboygan, Burt Lake, Mullet Lake, and the Port of Cheboygan out onto northern Lake Huron. And that's where we're going to start today. Captain Mark McClutchy from Diabolical Sport Fishing Charters sends in a great report every 2 or 3 weeks to keep us posted. And this report deals with the Port of Cheboygan out. And then also he does a lot of trips by picking folks up at Mackinac Island, right off the docks for charters. There's not a lot of charter boats in Mackinac Island, and Mark's one of the best charters on the northern Lake Huron shoreline. So he makes that quick trip 18 miles up to Mackinac City and picks them up. So this is kind of a Mackinac City Sheboygan report. And the report is whacking fish big time. As you see the pictures going across the screen, you'll see Mark is really into the fish. Really, really good size, double-digit pounds Lakers are coming in. He's starting to mix a lot of silver in with it. Steelhead, some random coho, Atlantics, and also some king salmon are starting to bite up in that northern Huron region. So Captain Mark's got a big boat, a really nice 28-footer, so you'll be riding in comfort. If you're going in your own boat, you're going to want to check out the humps that are directly out in front of the Cheboygan outlet out to the south side of Bois Blanc Island. There's a lot of undulation in that bottom out there between the 70 to 100 foot range. You're going to see a lot of rises and falls. Guys, if you're an experienced fisherman, you understand that those little humps will hold lake trout, little pods of lake trout. So you're going to want to set your sets down maybe halfway, maybe 50 to 60 down, so you're always 5 to 10 feet above the bottom, and you're pulling spoons. Dreamweaver Super Slims work great. If you're lake trout fishing, the full-size Dreamweavers work good. If you're looking for colors that are working, UV Rasta Goose is working, Wrecking Ball is working, Spotted Leopard is working really good. And there's a couple of new spoons that some of the guys have told me they're catching fish on. I'm not sure of the color names yet, but those 3 Dreamweavers I just mentioned are working great up there. Now, the speed's been about 2.3 to 2.7. Varies a little bit day to day based on the intensity of the sun. Mark tells me actually when it's sunny or blazing hot and dead flat, you actually have to jack it up to 2.7 to get the Lakers to hit, which I know on the west side of the state, that might seem a little bit fast, but up in northern Huron, those Lakers like it fast. So a mixed bag of silver and lake trout from Cheboygan all the way to Max City right now. Give them a call if you're looking for a charter. Otherwise, get your boat on the back of the truck, get up there, put some 125 and 200 coppers down, set your riggers about 20 feet off the bottom, put a big number 12 paddle with a spin and glow on it as an attractor to your set. You'll have a great day.
CampandCruise is Michigan's premier heavy gauge aluminum boat dealer, featuring the Kingfisher line of Great Lakes and multi-species boats. Kingfisher's 2025 Flex tackles the biggest waters, while our 1825 Warrior and Falcon models are perfect for the inland lake or the trolling enthusiast. For the full line of Kingfisher models and the best price in the Midwest, visit us online at CampandCruise.com.
So hey guys, last report of the day, we're gonna go ahead and head up over the bridge and we're gonna do the Sault Ste. Marie to Drummond Island, the whole St. Mary's River system. We got Captain Ken Smaginski from Reel in Time. I got Real Live Action. I got all kinds of them with the word real in it. So it's Reel in Time Sport Fishing up out of Sault Ste. Marie. Captain Ken Smaginski starts with a Z. Don't try to spell it. I still don't know how to spell the thing after 20 years and no one can. So, but he's got good fish going out of Sault Ste. Marie. He's got lots of mixed bags. So he's casting largemouth and smallmouth bass in the bays where the weeds are happening. He's running those same weed edges out toward the channel edge with bouncers and crawlers or crankbaits for walleye. And he's also casting big spinner baits or big crankbaits, jerking and twitching those over the tops of the weeds for big northern pike. There's lots of stuff going on right now. There's also up by the power plant a bite for some Atlantics and steelhead going on. So Ken's kind of a multi-species guy. It's what you want to catch and fish for, or if what you want to fish for isn't going, Ken will tell you the bites that are going, and then you can choose and go out with them and have a great day on the water. One of the most scenic places to fish, the St. Mary's River, a place where you can see 1,000-footers go by you. You can be close to the Sioux Locks. You can see eagles, you can see all kinds of wildlife. It's a really, really scenic place to fish. Now, if you slide south to Manistee Bay, from Manistee down to the Detour Passage in the Drummond Island area, Captain John Goebel from Customized Sport Fishing is catching a really good mixed bag of smallmouth bass, which has been bonsai on fire, as you see the pictures go over the screen there. Big smallies getting caught right now out of Drummond Island and all around the bays of the lower St. Mary's. He's also able to put you on some walleyes in Manistee Bay, but that bite tapered a little bit with the severe heat. Now we're hoping for some moderate temperatures up there, and those fish will start coming back in. Also get a hold of John for a real unusual bite that happens there, which is a herring and Cisco bite. And it's similar to perch fishing, where you're going to use perch pounders and you're going to be fishing them in the shallow bays. And when you get into these fish, if you know what you're doing, you can catch 50, 100 of these fish. It's a blast. And it happens here from the second half of June to the middle of July. So keep tabs on that bite too. Check out our website at fishermansdigest.com. If you're looking for written reports, they're printable. All you have to do is click the tab and print the report out. I have a tough time remembering everything that's in every one of these reports, but hey, I'm happy to bring them to you on a weekly basis. And that's it for this week's fishing report. And like I said, we're here at Captain Chuck's. And Captain Chuck's is one of the best and most stocked bait stores anywhere in the state. Scott and the staff has got every peg stocked, He's not experiencing real drop-offs. He's been selling the tar out of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. You walk in the store and think he's having a bad year. No, what he's doing is filling shelves constantly because people are coming in, cleaning them out, and he's loading it back up. He was ready for this big rush we've got. Right behind me, a whole row of spin doctors. We've got rows of spoons here. We've got bass baits, walleye baits, bluegill baits, you name it. Just what you need for the sportsman. So if you're here in northern Michigan, swing on over to Captain Chuck's, get what you need, head out onto the lake. Hey, and we'll see you again next week here on Fisherman's Digest Hot Bites Fishing Report.